Well, good morning, everybody. Guess what? I got a virus in my computer that I'm trying to negotiate. Apparently, I'm not the only one. It's something to do with cups, which is my printing facility, and I'm having problems with it. I can't print anything, and I need to do that. So I've been messing with that for a morning, and then I decided to come on here, and the headphones didn't work. Now they work. The mic didn't work. Now it works. It's just typical me, folks. That's just the way my life has been going lately. Aren't you happy you're not me? So, I read this thing about, you know who Nostradamus is? You ever hear about him? Well, look him up because it takes too long to explain it to him. But he's supposedly a very accurate prophet type guy from I think the 1500s. I'm not sure. Anyhow, he's been pretty accurate, like over 90% accurate in the predicting things that have happened since his prediction. And now he's predicting that in 2026, one of Trump's insiders is going to come after him and dethrone him, and then there's going to be chaos and everything else. Well, it's probably thinking about Vance because that's the only way. That's the only way Vance is ever going to become president is if he does away with Donnie, because it's just nobody's going to elect him. He's just not he's not a likable guy, folks. So nobody's going to elect him, and that's just going to be the situation we have, and we have to deal with it. But I don't know what to tell you. Anyhow, if it's Vance, we're in a world of shit, But one of the things that he doesn't say in that prediction, I mean, he predicts Trump's third term and everything, third rising or political rising. He doesn't tell you what is this going to be, good or bad, which was what's going on. I don't know. I don't really care. I do care, but I mean, Nostradamus, if you read him, can drive you insane because you can point at just about the predictions aren't specific, and it's difficult to know if he's talking about our country or Russia's or somebody else. It's always difficult, but. People have put it on us, and I guess we're going to have to deal with it. Now, speaking of people inside Trump's cabinet, Hegseth did it again, folks. Apparently, he's on the top of Trump's shit list. Apparently, this morning, Trump said that he never said shoot it, gave the order for the second assault or anything like that. That's purely bullshit. We all know it's done. We found the copies of the information and everything like that. It's a done deal, folks. He ordered that second strike on the gunboat where the two survivors were clinging to it, and that's murder. And there are people that are gonna try and take Hegseth out, and they're gonna try and use the thing. Use this. Which is possible. They said he appeared to be slightly intoxicated when he gave the command. Well, that's Hegseth is an alcoholic. I don't know whether he's a recovering alcoholic. I don't know whether he's recovered or not, but he was like I was when I drank, I believe. From what I can see about him, he's a binge drinker. Once he starts, he doesn't stop. Doesn't have any self-control. But which is surprising because he's an idiot. It would appear that there's going to be some serious repercussions coming about this. I don't know whether they're going to do anything to him. I doubt it. Because if they do, Trump has to know about this, and this is where everything gets very, very complicated and very, very upsetting to most people. I just still, excuse me just a minute. Oh, I'm getting old. So we don't know what's going to do, what's really going to happen there. But, that's the way it goes. Football was boring this weekend because all the top teams really aren't the top teams anymore. You've got up-and-comers, and they were talking about that, and they said, is that good for the sport or bad? That they don't believe any of the teams that are perennially in the Super Bowl will be there. Does that mean that there won't be a lot of people watching it this year? Will the fall off come up? And that's pretty bad because they're trying to get a team from Europe in, and that may not happen. And that would upset the big guys in the NFL. You know how they get. I don't know. All right. Crap. I got several things I got to do here, and I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get it done today. Just life. It really is. All right. Let me see what else is going on in the world. Oh, that's not going to work. I lost all my I don't know what do you call this stuff, data from my web browser, all the people I had. What the fuck happened there? Oh, they changed it. Okay. They changed MSNBC to MSNBC Now. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Alina Habba's disqualification as New Jersey's top prosecutor has been held up by the appeals court. People are beginning to get weird about Trump's MRI. I've had a few of them, and I know what they were for. I'm surprised he doesn't know. Of course, he might have forgotten, because I think that's part of his problem. Because he goes off on tangents. He has he's losing self-control of his emotions. It's like Trump went around and declared Venezuelan airspace closed. He doesn't have the authority to do this, and if he shoots down planes that are in their airspace, well, then he's going to have a real serious problem with the world. Trump's already going to probably be tried in the if he is removed from the presidency, they will probably try him in the world court. Wouldn't you want to get rid of this clown? I gotta take care of this. I would definitely want to get rid of him. I would definitely want him. I want him on trial. I don't want him shot dead or anything like that. I want him in handcuffs in an orange jumpsuit, crying because he's gone to jail for a long, long time, That's not it. It just, Donnie's an idiot, and He's gonna go to. I hope. I don't see him going to jail because he's. Okay, that's it. Fixed that. And they're talking about Hegseth's impeachment. I guess they have to. That's how they remove him. But Trump can just fire him. I thought that was the way it worked. Because he did that. I think he did that in his first term. He fired a couple of cabinet members, didn't he? I don't know. Everybody's calling the cabinet the clown car. I think that's too timid. Because these guys are some of the most dangerous people on the face of the earth, and they have the ear of the president. You know? And they're willing to do just about anything that idiot tells them to do. And he's not functioning properly. He had a chance. Let's go with reality here. He had the opportunity to do some really, really good things for this country. Instead, his ego and his temper and his narcissism have caused him to take revenge on people for doing good things and for removing anything that is attached to the Democrats, either Biden or Obama, because he hates them. Obama because he's still more popular than Trump, and Biden because Biden beat him one time. And he can't, you know, he swears that they stole the election. He fucked it up. He lost the election because of his idiocy. And he won because the same thing, I guess. I don't know. I just, I don't understand all this stuff. And you got RFK Jr. He's one of these guys that's in the cabinet that's a complete moron. Shouldn't be there. Hegseth and RFK Jr. should be impeached at the same time for putting the United States into a weakened and terrible position. They're basically, to me, the charge should be treason. You know, they're saying Trump's investing in the Saudi crown. They've been invested in Saudi Arabia going back to Aramco oil company. Look that up, study it, all right? And yes, I do know what I'm talking about because at one point in time, my uncle was controller and lived in Saudi Arabia. I had to live in Saudi Arabia, I think, for 9 months, all right? And for a guy who likes his cocktails, that was a bad deal. He's definitely afraid of what's in the Epstein files. I gotta tell you, is he in it? Of course he's in it. Anybody who says grab him by the pussy, you know, they know, you gotta know he's in there. Now he's gonna put he's pardoning a notorious Honduran drug dealer. Is war on drugs? It's not war on drugs. It's like Colombia's president said the other day, it's all about the oil and his desire to have it. And you have to go back and look at it in the first term and remember what happened there. You know, that's why old people are really good, because we can remember. If we don't lose our minds, we have all this information stored there. We saw it happen when it happened. Now Trump has halted all asylum decisions after the National Guard. They probably should, because they're the ones that gave him asylum. All right, they're the ones that supposedly vetted him a third or fourth time and gave him gave this clown asylum. People talk about Trump is old. Trump is starting to experience the same things that he considered bad for Biden, and made Biden a bad president. I'm not so sure about that, but that's that's how he acts. He's such an idiot. Oh, by the way, take the Patriots tonight. I know there might be a letdown because they're playing against the Giants, but the Giants are not a bad team. They've lost something like 4 or 5 10-point leads. They just don't know. They're just something's wrong there, and I don't know what it is. But since there's a lot of gambling going on, who knows? And yes, I am getting conspiracy-wise with that, because it used to be that they had it cleared up and nobody believed that there was really gambling. There was only one possible way you could fix a football game to make a lot of money, and I won't go into what that was. But I never did it because I'm not capable of doing that. I don't have the power or the experience necessary for that. But I think now they're fixing the games, because it's just, you can bet these guys people can technically bet during the game. And, for bookies to make money, it doesn't sound like a good deal unless they know the outcomes. You know what I'm saying? Or else the fix is in. They used to do, when you get a lot of action on something, what they call action, this would be done especially in horse racing. That's where I first saw it done. I used to see the guys go up and do it, and I asked what was going on, and a friend of mine who happened to know all this shit told me, you have guys standing around with watching the action go down. Okay? When they say the action, they say, okay, you're betting it. For some reason, nobody understands why. The Giants are now, huge favorite in the game or something. There's a lot of money being jet. The spread changes 10 points. And what they'll do is they'll come in and dump a lot of money on the other side. In some cases, what it does is it allows them to catch the middle, the bookies to catch the middle, and everybody loses except them. In other cases, it's to offset the loss. If they've got too much action going one way, they need to bet to cover their losses. It's a strange way of doing things, but I mean, it's actually makes good business sense, but it's not legal, especially when you're dealing with inside information, which I believe they are. Oh, man. People are starting to deal with smart glasses. I'm not dealing with smart glasses. I can barely see as it is, and you want me to put smart glasses on. Trump is claiming he wouldn't have wanted the second strike on alleged drug bug. Bullshit. I call bullshit. Of course he wanted it. He's a prick. I'm not sure Hegseth has got the balls to do that. Otherwise, if he did it, he was doing it to cover up a mistake they probably made. He didn't want any. I think he didn't do it just to kill people. I think he did it to destroy evidence of the first strike being uncalled for. Oh, they went after a plane over Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, Jesus, man. Small planes aren't going to do it, folks. Remote control car, small one. cut the power, do something stupid, do something that's, really going to piss him off. Let's see. Ruby says more work to be done after hours of U.S.-Ukrainian talks. Trump lashes at females. Trump doesn't, he's a misogynist. He definitely doesn't, I don't know what his problem is with women other than the fact that he's saying no to him a lot. He's calling reporters now ugly, stupid, piggy. I like to see what they're calling him when they're not being, when they're not being watched by everybody, I'm just going through news agencies right now to see what's happening in the world. He was upset about an Afghan commander's death, the suspect that shot the National Guardsman. And he has financial woes. Yeah, financial woes. He drove from Washington to Washington, from the state to the city, and that's gotta cost you a few shekels, I mean, that's not something you can do in one day unless you're on serious drugs. He wants to take away, if he had the power, he would take away citizenship from Americans. God, if I could do it cheap and get away, it didn't cost me a fortune, and I could still maintain my Social Security, I'd give up my citizenship. It doesn't do me a damn bit of good down here. Cost me $40 to vote. Yeah. And, well, it's more than $40. It cost me close to what they call, about $40. Well, the mail-a-ballot in cost me $40, and it cost me another $40 to get there and back. Trump's saying he'll release his MRI results. I doubt if they'll be right. Maybe he just wanted to take it because he had nothing else to do. Wow. Three-legged cat. That's good news. I like to see stuff like that. I don't like to see kids playing with AI toys. Because one thing I can tell you, and this is from a lot of reading and stuff like that AI is not a toy. Artificial intelligence is extremely dangerous. Wow, I've been on the air for a long time, 23 minutes. Wow, I didn't know you guys could tolerate bullshit for that long. I didn't know I could bullshit that long. Okay, listen, hit the subscribe button. I gotta go try to fix the computer and some other things, and clean the house and from yesterday's Thanksgiving and everything like that. So everybody, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. It boosts my morale, it boosts the station, my channel, and I need all the help I can get. In the meantime, have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.